You are now tuned in to DM3 Entertainment. We talking boxing over here, from the champs to the chumps and anything in between. All we do is keep it real, so let's talk about it. Are they a boxer puncher? Are they a pure pugilist? Are they a knockout artist? This is what we want to know. But remember, it's all about the sweet science. DM3 Entertainment, let's go! What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video. And as we've been seeing week after week, we've been having a lot of good fights. You know, fighters are doing what they're supposed to do, fight each other and make it happen. So I'm here to talk about another couple fights about to come up. And then I'm about to talk about the situation with Devin, Haney, and Kambosos. But first, let's get it cracking with a little quick thoughts about Devonte Tank Davis and Rolly Romero. Now, this situation right here is, I really can't call it because of the fact of, one, Rolly is starting to make himself seem like a real buffoon with the stuff he be pulling. And we know for a fact that Tank definitely has power, but let's see if this power that Romero's talking about is going to give him some type of victory, or is he just going to be another victim by Tank? But we know one thing, Tank needs to stop fighting these guys that everybody is like, who are these dudes he's fighting? And he needs to definitely take a look in the mirror and say, if I really want to be the superstar that I think I am, I really need to start fighting the names that really matter. And that way we can definitely say that Tank is one of the elites. When we know in the past, everybody been talking about the four kings, but these young gentlemen, they may be up and coming, but they're definitely not the four kings. We know who the four kings were. And if you're a boxing fan, I don't even need to name the names. But with that being said, I'm just going to go with Tank Davis, you know, knocking out Rolly, because all the highlights and all of the film that I've seen on Romero, he has not been looking too, what's the word? But I can't even say it. He just hasn't been looking good. So, like I said, I'm just going to go with Tank right now. And that's my prediction on that fight. And let me get on to the next and more important situation here, which is Haney versus Kambosos. So let's go. Now, see, with this fight, we have a serious conundrum going on here. Because, first of all, Kambosos upset Teofimo and got the 3 belts and the franchise, right? And this is the biggest issue why everybody wants to see this fight, because we're tired of the foolishness with this franchise belt and them not giving Haney the type of respect that he deserves. And I say respect because let's look at it like this. I follow a lot of fighters and I follow a lot of YouTubers, and some of them definitely know what they're talking about, and other ones are just straight in their feelings, you know, on some feminist stuff where they go with their feelings with a fighter instead of looking at their skill level and what they do. So with that being said, I'm going to take on the nonsense that's been going around the boxing world for a little while now, with the situation of them talking about Devin Haney is an email champion because he did not fight someone for the belt. Now, I understand that, and I get y'all point. But that's not Devin's fault, due to the fact that he was calling Lomachenko for a while, but Lomachenko chooses to take the franchise belt over the regular, or the belt that is recognized by all the sanctioning bodies, to turn this belt into a belt that can be unified with the rest of the belts. And with that being said and that being done, Devin could not get this fight. So instead of that, Loma goes straight for the franchise, and Devin gets put up to become the WBC champion. Now, my argument with this and my logic says, yes, he did not fight someone for the belt and get it, but he was received with the belt, and he has defended the belt 4 times. So if you don't want to give him the respect that he fought and won the belt, you can look at it like his first defense was him fighting for the belt, because he had to defend it, and he kept it. And he kept it 4 times. So with that being said, there's no reason for anyone to call him an email champion. They should call him the champion that he truly is. He's not a franchise champion. He's not a made-up champion. He's a defending 4-time champion for the WBC. And this is what people should be saying and should have in their mind. So with that being said, I hope that has been clarified. Now, what we're going to get into now is that the other situation is that Devin has no punching power. Well, with that, I'm going to show you these clips and show you that Devin does have power. Now, we know the fact that is he did have surgery in 2019 for the shoulder, but the young man is only 23 years old, and he is a man, and hopefully it is finally healed up to the point where he's going to be good to go. But let's check out these highlights, and I'm going to talk about it as the highlights go on.
Crowd is heating up. I talked about the unorthodox style that he is going to bring, and that's
But we all have to remember Devin is still very young. So even though these fights are in his early part of his career, that means that it hasn't been too far in the past, and he still has the skills to pay the bills. Now, as we all know, Devin is definitely a pure boxer, a boxer who can make it happen. He's good with counter punching. He's good with the fact of being elusive and staying away from fighters. And this is one thing that Kambosos is going to have to deal with. I definitely hear people talk about Kambosos has fast hands. He can move. They talk about how he took on, Teofimo. But see, the thing is, Teofimo had the big head just like Kambosos has the big head right now. And his mind wasn't on task to do what he needed to do. He thought that he could just go in there and knock out Kambosos and the fight be over. But see, Devin's not going to be like that. Devin is going to be a technician in that ring and make it happen. And one thing that you have to realize is that even though Devin had the surgery earlier, and for some reason it seems as though it's definitely tapping his knockout power, but people have to realize you don't always have to have a one hit it or quit it to knock somebody out. The thing is, if you keep hitting the man, and he's getting punished in that ring, he's going to get to the point where his will is going to get taken. And I really believe that's what's going to happen in Australia. What's going to happen is we all understand that Devin is up against the wall because they're putting every obstacle they can in this man's way. You know, we already know he has to fight in Australia, then with the rematch in Australia, then he's got to fight another fight after he beats, and I'm going to say it, beats Kambosos 2 times. Now, we all know only God knows what the future holds, but by the knowledge of what I understand of how Haney's skills are, I definitely believe that he can make it happen, because I really believe, because of the fact that they're doing all this stuff where, you know, you hear recently that he has to, his father may have to stay in the States because his visa is not good enough to go to Australia. Now, talking about he had some felonies that happened back in the 90s, and this is one of the issues we deal with as melanated people, melanated men in America, where they're always putting us in these situations where it's either do what we do to survive or starve out here in the world. And a lot of times our young brothers, they tend to take the hustle way and it gets them trapped up. And, you know, that's something that happened to Haney's dad, but his father's wise and he got, you know, hip to it, and he moved in other ways. But what's crazy is Australia wants to hold that against him, which what bugs me out is that, isn't it historical that Australia are the criminals from England? They sent them over there. So if they were the people who founded Australia as criminals, I think that they should be a little more lenient towards someone who has already rehabilitated himself and showing a good example to his son, and let his son and him be over there to beat the hell out of Kambosos. So let me get back to that and get off of this this rant that I'm saying. But yeah, definitely, if I'm Devin, I'm gonna beat the living pulp crap out of Kambosos, meaning put his face, make it look like what Earl Spence did to Ugas, you know, break his audible bone or something. Put it to the point where he's hurt so bad that he's not going to want to fight Devin the second time. That's what I believe Devin should do. And as you see with the skills that he got, Devin definitely can make it happen. Throw that jab in his face all day long, you know, put it on him and keep moving where he won't be touched. And from that point, Kambosos' will be taken, and we will see a true undisputed champion after Devin takes care of business. And like I say, Devin, punish that man, punish that man, punish that man, so that he doesn't want to fight you the second time and you can move on about your business. Because the thing is, yes, in the contract, you have to fight him another time after you beat him down the first time. But after you beat him so bad, he won't want to fight you a second time. And this is what you should do. Make it to the point where they say you don't have knockout power. You don't need the knockout power. What you need is just to beat him to a pulp where the ref's going to stop the fight. So that's definitely what my prediction is that Devin is going to put on a master class boxing match that he's going to make his face look like spaghetti sauce, and he's going to have the fight stopped by the referee because it's going to get so bad in there. That's how I look at it. So I say Devin will win this fight, and he won't have to get the rematch because Kambosos is going to be beat up so bad that he's not going to want a second fight. And that's what I truly see. So with that being said, everybody, if you feel any different, you can put what you want in the comments because it's a free country. You can do that. But those who feel a little salty about anything I said, then hey, it is what it is. I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying. And I'm going to tell you like I told anybody else, thanks for the views. And still hit the like, still hit the subscribe so that you can definitely keep being entertained by what I say and what I do and how I think it should happen. And I'm a boxing fan. I'm not an expert. I'm a boxing fan who watches fighting and wants to see fighting. And we're going to see Devin raise his hand and have all those belts. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, do your brother a favor. Hit that subscribe. And then also give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. And share it with a friend. Sharing is caring. Until next time, I'll see you